Listen, we didn't take those potato peelings to make a compost heap. Now, come on.
Do you want me to make a brew?
Oh, you catch on real quick, Birdsworth. You see, I've heard on the grapevine that you fancy yourself as a first-rate bootlegger. Now's your chance to prove it.
Oh, don't cry, love. Look at me. I'm happy, honest.
I know, love.
Been a real great mate, Jude. I never said this to no other woman. Not even me mum. But I love you, Jude.
Oh, and I love you, Hazel.
Honestly, Lizzie, it was just terrible. The wedding was going beautifully, and then you stood up...
Okay, come on, don't take all day. Oh, Birdsworth, get
Hello,
out
Mrs.
of...
Pound, how are you this morning?
Pardon?
I said, how are you this morning?
I'm fine.
Where was I? Oh, yes. And then you stood up, and you looked just like my first husband. Oh, well, not exactly the same, but you did have the same little moustache.
God, Pixie, give it a rest, will you? Leave me out of your dreams, too. No wonder I couldn't sleep.
Oh, didn't sleep, huh? Something bothering you?
Of course not. What did I have to worry about?
Well, if I'd pinched 20 pounds of sugar from the kitchen and it had suddenly disappeared, I know I'd be worried about it.
I told you last night. Strike a light, you have to repeat everything in this joint. Tell her. Tell her where we hid that stuff we pinched.
Well, honestly, B, it was all here. Look, I think Sonia must have changed her mind and taken it all back to the kitchen.
Oh. And are you sure it wasn't you, Lizzie? You were pretty late for look-up last night.
Oh, use your head, B. How could I carry all that sugar by myself?
You had the freak with you?
Yeah, well, I couldn't help that, could I? She put me on cleaning duties.
Oh, yes. I forgot. Lizzie, are you making booze?
Bloody hell. That does it. You reckon you got mates and then they ask you all these silly bloody questions. Well, I'm not going to stay here and be insulted. I've had it.
Honestly, B, she's awfully upset.
Is she? I wonder.
Look at me. I'm happy, honest. Been a real great mate, Jude. I never said this to no other woman. Not even my mum. But I love you, Jude.
Judy! Judy!
She's dead, Jude. I just tried to wake her and she was cold. Icy cold.
Well, it's over, isn't it?
It was awful. I've never touched a dead person before.
Come on now. You get the girls downstairs and I'll come down in a minute and talk to them. Well, go on. I'll deal with Hazel.
You sure there's nothing bothering you?
God, it didn't take you long, did it? Well, bugger it, I'm going to sit somewhere else.
burst a fuffer, Val.
Well, what do you expect? You keep asking me all these silly things, and there are other people in here with such big problems.
Well, hang on.
About them,
Wait a minute. What other people?
Look at this Petra, for instance. She hasn't said a word all morning. You're not thinking about her and Doc Collins, eh? I mean, how much you can
Petra,
help
of
them.
course. We didn't ask you what happened yesterday. What did the doctor want to see you about? Was it terribly romantic?
Well, for God's sake, Pixie, don't you think of anything else?
Oh, come on, love. We're your mates. We only want to help you.
I know it's none of our business, but if we could do anything to help, just say the word.
He asked me to marry him.
That's wonderful. Oh, I think I'm going to cry. When's the wedding going to be?
There isn't going to be a wedding.
What? Why not?
Because I'm going to turn him down.
Oh, but you can't. I mean, it's just so perfect. Well, it wouldn't cost you anything to have babies or anything.
Oh, shut up. Both of you. She obviously has a perfectly good reason. Well, I must admit it beats me.
Well, how can I? I'm here in prison.
For 5 years at the most, then you'll be out.
Yeah, with a record. That wouldn't do much for Scott's career, would
Oh,
it?
now, come on. Scott's not the sort of
No,
person...
I'm not going to drag him down with me. He deserves better than that. Yeah, thanks. Black with wine, right?
Oh, thanks.
Oh, I'm sorry, Doc. Oh, God, I'm a clumsy bitch.
Look, don't worry about it. Now, did you take the pills I gave you?
No, not yet. Look, stay where you are. I'll get a cloth and I'll clean you up. Damn it.
What's wrong?
I'm trying to get in touch with Hazel's de facto. No answer.
Will he arrange for the burial?
Well, that's what I'm trying to find out. I hope so. I'm not handling this very well, am I?
You're not expected to. Look, don't worry about it. I'll contact the undertaker.
Thanks. What are you putting down as the cause of death?
Heart failure caused by advanced cerebral glioma.
But Hazel didn't have heart trouble. Would they accept that? Would you listen to me? God. I mean, you're the doctor. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, maybe I better try and ring George again, huh?
Honestly, Pixie, I could thump you when I think about all that booze going west.
Well, I don't know why you're blaming me. I didn't even know what was going on.
That'd be right. Thick as a brick.
Why don't you shut your bloody big mouth?
Listen, I'm talking about booze, Lizzie. You know the stuff that you old winos dream about?
Don't be so damn rude.
Oh, listen to Teach getting off her horse.
Yeah, and shut up or I'll ride right over you too, Phyllis.
I don't know what everybody's getting so upset about. All I'm saying
Well, don't. Get back to work.
Thank you for sticking up for me like that, love. But I can look after myself.
I know, Lizzie, but she shouldn't have said that.
You're a stroppy little bugger when you get going, aren't you?
Sorry, I'm all on edge.
Well, of course you are. I'm always nervous before I get married. I remember... Hey, Lizzie, what day is it today?
I don't know. Tuesday, isn't it? Why?
Oh, I just remembered. All those beautiful men would have received my letters by now.
Oh, good. We're not going through all that again, are we?
Stevens, outside.
You can look after these while I'm gone.
Things seem pretty quiet in there. What's going on?
About as much as I expected.
Meaning?
Well, I don't know which way to jump. Somehow I get the feeling they're scared of me.
Scared of you?
All right, scared of us. Anyway, it doesn't matter which. They still cow down to Smith. They give her to face it. She's a very smart lady.
You listen to me. Smith got where she is because other people let her walk all over them. Well, I am not other people, Stevens, and don't you forget that.
Well, if you hate her that much, why don't you get rid of her?
It's too risky.
I don't mean kill her. I mean have her transferred.
There's no guarantee that Barnhurst would keep her.
It doesn't matter. As long as she's away long enough for us to take over.
God, that's a load of bull. Come on, Jim. No, that's not that. I want you there raw, or your life.
Hey, Clive, what are you looking so happy about? You've only got an hour before deadline, you know.
No worries, my friend. It's all here. The star of the Featherston column for the week. Pixie Mason.
You kidding? The Sheila from the prison.
Alive and well and living in good old downtown Wentworth.
How the hell are you going to string that out for a week? Well, she's a nutcase.
Careful, my friend. You're talking about the woman I love.
What's she got to say?
Dear Andy, I
Hey,
knew
just
we were...
a minute. What's with this Dear Andy? I'm Andy, you're Clive, remember?
First name that came into my head, old son. Well, I could hardly use my own name, not when it's plastered all over the column.
Yeah, all right. But I still reckon it'll be a fizzer. How far are you going with it?
As far as I have to. Who knows, I'll, probably get married.
You know, I've been thinking. It's quite sad, really.
Well, here we go. She's been thinking again. It must have been the porridge.
What's sad, Pixie?
Well, all those lovely men I'll have to turn away. I mean, I can only keep one of them, can't I? Or can I?
No, I don't want you to strain your brain, love. But can you remember why you're in here?
Oh, yes, that's right. What a shame.
All right, ladies, it's running short on cigarettes. How about you, Lizzie?
I've got my own, so you can stick 'em up your
Oh,
front
no,
of
no,
me.
no. We don't want to be unpleasant. Wouldn't want to upset the person who gave them to us. Now, would we? Well?
Please yourself at your party.
Good.
What about me? I could do with some.
Yes, I know you could. But you haven't been doing your job, have you?
What are you talking about?
Money for the numbers game. You haven't been collecting the money. No work, no pay.
How come she gets...
Hey, Miss Ferguson, can I go and see the doc? I've got those chest pains again.
All right, hurry up. Smith, Stevens will only be doing light duties. See to it, will you?
One more time in and out.
How am I doing, Doc?
Your heart's good and your blood pressure's okay. Lungs are a bit congested, but we know what that is, don't we?
Oh, don't start that again, Doc. I'd be dead in a week if I gave up me smokes.
And you'd blame me, I suppose. Now, what's all this about chest pains?
I just said that so I could get in to see you.
Oh.
I'm really worried about young Petra.
Now, Lizzie.
Now, let me finish. I hate to see you both so unhappy. You're both young and you've got your lives ahead of you, and I...
Look, Lizzie, it's just not as simple as that.
What, because Petra's down the dumps?
Well, that's part of it, I suppose.
Well, why don't you do something about it, then?
Oh, come on, Lizzie, you know what she's been through.
Yeah, and I know what she'll go through, too, if you two don't get hitched.
I just can't seem to make her say yes.
Of course you can. I know this sounds old-fashioned, but you've got to make her feel like a woman again. This joint can make you forget that. Now, will you give it a bash?
All right, you're the expert. How do I do that?
I'll write out a prescription for you to fill in and give it to her. Here.
Flowers.
There isn't a woman in the world that doesn't love flowers.
Doctor's orders?
Doctor be buggered, I'm a specialist. Oh, God, there's the bell. Can't have a sickie in my own time. See you, Doc.
Oh, I'm sorry, Governor. I didn't realise you were having lunch.
That's all right. Looks as though I'm going to be sitting behind this desk all day. Could you get one of the women to send me a pot of tea when you've got a minute?
Of course, I'll do it now if you like.
No, I don't want to break into their lunch. Now, what can I do for you?
Well, I've heard some news on the grapevine, and it seems we've got trouble brewing.
Oh? Who gave you this information?
Oh, I'd rather not say. If her name got out, she'd be in danger from the other women.
Exactly. That's why I don't approve of cultivating spies. All right, go on.
Well, it seems that it was Smith's idea to lift those goods from the kitchen.
Well, that doesn't surprise me, but if we've got it all back, can't see how we've got trouble.
Well, the word is that she's a little upset about us nipping her scheme in the bud. And it seems she's going to pay us back. Something big.
Are you sure? Doesn't sound like her way of doing things. She usually cuts her losses and waits for the next time.
Yes, I know. Of course, I wasn't told exactly what's going to happen. But I think we're in for a riot.
Oh, no, I can't accept that. Not for a few pounds of sugar.
With all due respect, Governor, I can't take that chance.
What are you suggesting?
I think she should be transferred to Barnhurst.
I think you're forgetting something, Miss Ferguson. Whether you like it or not, every prison has its top dog. Ours is Smith, and because of that, we have the lowest drug problem in the country.
We also have murders, riots, and fires. Now, I'm sorry, Governor, but I have to think of the safety of my fellow officers. Look, I don't want to make this a union matter, but if you don't ask the department to transfer Smith, then I'm afraid I'll have to.
Here you go. If you want butter on them, you can do it yourselves.
Thanks, Shirley.
How you feeling now, Bet? That pill the doc give you still working?
Yeah, real good. Reckon I could do with a whole bottle of them.
I can't take things like that. They make me go all woozy.
Yeah, well, you try feeding breakfast to a corpse and see how you go. Quick dose of woozy is just what you need.
Shut up, will you? I'm trying to forget about it.
No way. I've been thinking. And a lot of things have been fitting into place.
What do you mean?
Well, remember I told you that Hazel asked me to help her kill herself?
Yeah.
She asked Jude too.
You're kidding.
Well, that'd be awful. What did you do when she asked?
Nothing. I couldn't. Because I don't reckon it's right to kill people even if they are in pain.
Hell, I don't know, Bet. She's better off. I got to admit, I couldn't do it.
No, but I bet somebody did. And if you ask me, it was Jude.
What? How?
She talked about it.
Oh, that doesn't mean anything.
Fair enough, but this morning, when I went to tell her that Hazel was dead, she was so calm. You should have seen her.
So?
So she knew. She was just lying there waiting for some poor mug to find Hazel and start screaming.
You finished?
Well, deny it. When the doc said she died of a bad heart, you nearly kissed him.
Get out.
Why? We getting too close to the truth, are we? Well, I got a right to know because I was the
Anyone
one
that talks garbage like that hasn't got rights. Not in this place. Now you get out, Daly. Pack your bags and get out of here.
You can get stuffed, Yank. You can get rid of me, but you can't stop me thinking. Or talking.
How does it take you to put your money down?
How the bloody hell can we hear the telly with all that racket going on?
I'm surprised you're not playing music.
Lord, me? Play with that lot? Oh, you gotta be joking.
Down.
In the old days, I used to play with the professionals.
Come off it, B. Don't mess around. We're playing for money.
And who told you you could do that?
What is this, a bloody kindergarten?
Sometimes I wonder. Now, hand it over. Get lost. I said, hand it over!
Give it a go, B. We're only having a quick game.
Oh, sure. Two up in here, the numbers racket and the rest of the blocks, all courtesy of our little mate Sonia, no doubt.
Well, she's got it all over you, so why don't you...
Well, Smith, you just put yourself in the pound. Oh, what's all this money doing on the floor? You're not organising a two-up game, are you, Smith?
Any point me denying it?
No, I can see who's holding the coins. Striking an inmate, gambling. Better say goodbye to your mate, Smith. You're going to be missing for a long time. And get out.
Oh, so you are the culprit. I was about to do a cell search for those.
Guilty? Suppose I better have my next cup here, eh?
You're gonna have to wait a minute, I've just filled it.
Okay. Good excuse for a break anyway.
Scott, listen, I do think you should know that I don't particularly enjoy supervising your visits with Petra.
Hey, don't worry about it. You've got a job to do, I understand that.
Thanks.
I suppose you heard what we were talking about.
It was hard not to.
And?
And what?
Well, what do you think? Am I doing the right thing or not?
Oh, come on, it's really not up to me to say yes or no.
No, please. I really would value your opinion.
All right. I think you would be wiser to leave it until she's out of here.
Why?
Well, come on. Apart from it being a very awkward situation, I don't think you should get her hopes up. I mean, I know the department pretty well, and I'd be amazed if they gave permission for the wedding.
All right, I accept that, but if they did, what then? I mean, wouldn't it help Petra make her time here a bit easier?
Yes, I suppose so.
You're not sure?
All right, I'm sure.
Good. That's what I wanted to know.
Fortunately, I got there when I did. Otherwise, Hunt might have been seriously hurt.
And you said they were gambling. Do you have any proof?
Oh, yes, Governor. I confiscated the money. If you don't mind my saying so, I think that this just adds weight to what I've already said.
Yes, all right, Miss Ferguson. Do you have anything to say, Smith? The evidence against you seems pretty conclusive. I'm surprised you did it in front of so many witnesses.
Yeah, silly of me. I must remember not to do that next time.
24 hours solitary. Thank you, Miss Ferguson.
For God's sake, Jude, will you stop punishing yourself? If she said that to you, you had every right to kick her out.
Yeah, okay, Wally. Now, I am going out. I don't know when I'm coming back. I just want to be by myself for a while, all right?
Yes, all right, but look.
No buts. I'll see you later. It's all right. I'm not going to bite you.
You girls really play up the moment I turn my back, don't you?
Oh, it was awful, Wally. Betty said some dreadful things.
Yeah, well, it hasn't been a very pleasant sort of day. Thank heavens for smiling Rosie, eh? What was all the excitement?
Oh, well, remember all those letters Pixie sent to me?
All those rejects, you mean?
Yeah, well, I've been reading through some of them.
And you found the love of your life.
No, but I did find someone I know. Bill Williamson. We used to go to school together. Well, he's doing really well, Wally. He's just bought a property about 100 miles from my father's place.
Just next door, huh? Well, are you going to write to him?
I don't know. He said he's coming to the city at the end of the week.
Well, you better not waste any time.
Do you really think I should?
Go, woman. Right.
You really think you've got it made, don't you?
I know it, Smith. I'm so close to having you where I want you that I can smell it.
You can't keep me up here forever.
Get in.
I don't know what you're playing at, Ferguson, but you know what'll happen to Stevens if she tries to take over as top dog.
Oh, she's already taken over, Smith. Didn't anybody bother to tell you?
Because she made one bucket of cheap booze. I wouldn't bet on it.
Oh, but she didn't make it. Your drunken old mate did. Oh, she wasn't too eager at first, but it's amazing what little persuasion in the middle of the night can do.
You sadistic bitch.
I'll have quite a production line going. Birdsworth on the booze, Hunt on the gambling. Oh, you were set up, by the way, Smith, but then I suppose you've already realised that. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. Stevens will be looking after the drugs. I might even set up a fund if we make too much money. I could name it after your daughter, the Debbie Smith Fund for Hopeless Health! No blood. Oh, what a pity. Still, bruising should be enough. But I have to get reinforcements, Smith. You're very dangerous. Oh, and, Smith, thanks. Smith. That won't do at all. But that will.
And that's the last one. Murphy. If I give her any more penicillin, she'll start to turn mouldy.
Right. Well, that was a pretty light morning for you.
Yeah, and nothing much on this afternoon, so if you don't mind, I'd like to knock off early. I'd like to call into Driscoll and see how they are.
Oh, yes. Judy must be feeling dreadful. Is there anything I can do?
Not really. She just needs time to sort...
Oh, I'm sorry, Governor. Look, I just tried to lock Smith into solitary and she attacked me.
You all right?
Oh, yes, just a few scratches, but it'll be all right.
I better take a look at that.
No, there isn't time for that. Look, I've left Smith locked in the solitary corridor. Now, I'll go back to her, Governor, but I won't go by myself.
Right, take O'Shea and Brown with you.
Right. Look, I'm sorry, Governor, but I can't take any more of this. Now, either Smith goes or the union steps in. And believe me, a strike in this place would be a very ugly thing.
I was just on my way to see you.
I hope you don't mind, Scott. I just gotta be on my own right now,
Judy,
okay?
we've got trouble, big trouble. I've got to talk to you now.
I'm listening.
Someone, I don't know who, but someone's made allegations about Hazel's death.
Go on.
The police have asked for an autopsy. It doesn't look very good. I think you should start thinking about getting a lawyer, just in case.
You knew about it, didn't you?
Hazel's body showed all the classic signs of heart failure. There was no need to look for anything else.
Yeah, thanks.
Look, I'll drive you back if you like. Judy?
G'day, Mrs. Barfield. Finished with your cup?
Haven't even touched it yet, Sissy.
Oh, good. Always a way, isn't it? Just get settled down
Staff room,
and the
Barfield.
phone rings.
Oh, no, Betty, no, it was nothing urgent. No, I just wanted to ask a favour, that was all. I wonder if you'd cover for me. Night duty, it's Tuesday week?
Oh,
good, oh, good, that's one I owe you. Oh, same here. When anything like this comes up, it's always my children.
Wordsworth?
Oh, God.
Oh, they made me hell.
Bye.
No kidding, I'm as clumsy as a bull in a china
Come on,
shop
it's
today.
going everywhere.
Wonderful. I was reading that.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Barfield.
Yeah, well, you can't read it anymore. Come on, Birdsworth, would you get out? Get back to the kitchen.
There's no pleasing some people.
Made a lovely mess, didn't she? Listen, you're on desk duty this afternoon, aren't you?
Yes, why?
Well, I don't know whether you've already read it, but there's an article hidden here about Mason. Tear it out before the women see it, all right?
What's this about Mason?
Oh, listen to it. And so, after applying to the fascinating Pixie, can't you imagine, sat waiting with bated breath. Imagine my joy when I received the reply. Yes, readers, I reached first base. An invitation to meet the one and only love of my life.
Who wrote that rubbish?
The name is Featherstone. Writes for the gossip column.
Well, I don't suppose he'll present himself with that name, so we'd better be very careful when these applicants start arriving.
Why not put a stop to the whole exercise?
Well, legally, we can't.
Yes, but when the women find out he's a reporter, they can tell him any sort of lie.
So let's make sure they don't. Take care of the papers, will you, Mrs. Barfield?
I'll get on right to it.
Colleen, before you leave, I'm afraid we've got trouble.
What kind of trouble?
The Joan Ferguson kind.
And although the name Clive Featherstone may never feature on the front page of your favourite tabloid, what care I? I've got my favourite Pixie to keep me warm.
Good one. Pixie got him wrapped around your little finger.
Yes, and doesn't he write the loveliest words? Just think, Mrs. Pixie Featherstone.
Feather brain, if you ask me.
Don't listen to her, Pixie. I think you're doing very well for yourself.
Yes, Lizzie, I thought you'd be very pleased for me.
Good, if I'd known you were going to take that seriously, I'd never have it shown to you.
Lizzie's right. You've only got to read it to see that he's making a fool of you.
Oh, but he isn't. I mean, he couldn't. Because, well, if he comes to see me, I just refuse to see him.
How will you know him?
Well, by his name, of course. Honestly, Petra, you just don't think sometimes, do you?
Well, perhaps you're right, Pixie, but Featherstone isn't a very common name, is it? Tell me, do you remember writing to anyone called Featherstone?
No, but... Well, what does all that mean?
It means he's using a fake name.
Oh, come off it. Why would he do that?
To get a story, of course. Look, I'm sorry, Pixie, but he's making a fool of you.
Come on, you silly little bugger. Let's get something to eat.
Oh, thanks. So, by the time I got back to Driscoll, Betty had packed her bags and left, and Judy had gone walkabout.
I think I'd want to leave the house too. How was she before you left?
Oh, terrible. Worse than ever. Still, I understand that. I mean, she'd been keeping up a front while Hazel was still alive and trying to take her mind off herself. Not that she could. Nobody could.
What about you? You all right?
Did you know that Hazel asked Judy to kill her?
No, I didn't.
Is that all you've got to say? No questions?
No, I think I know Judy well enough.
Oh, I feel quite embarrassed. Thank God for people like you, eh? Oh. Is that the house limit? Or can I have another one?
Second one's a triple. House rule.
Oh, by the way, how are things at good old Wentworth today?
Not too bad. Could warm up a bit tomorrow, though.
Oh, why's that?
I got a directive from the department just before I left. B. Smith is being transferred to Barnhurst tomorrow.
May I speak to Mr. Askin, please?
Askin speaking.
Mr. Askin, I'm sorry to ring you at home. It's Judy Bryant here. You represented me in court about 8 months ago?
Oh, yes, of course. What can I do for you, Miss Bryant?
Well, I've got to see you. It's pretty urgent.
Oh, well, I'm afraid tonight's out of the question. How about tomorrow morning? How does 9 o'clock sound?
9 o'clock's fine. Thank you.
At least you get a good supper here, if nothing else.
Why the long face?
I'm sorry, I wasn't the most exciting bed partner, was I?
You're sorry? No.
Look, it's not as though I'm thin-skinned or anything.
I was the one going to apologise to you. I thought it was my fault. That's why I rushed out in the kitchen. I hate cheese on toast. Come here. You know what? You're looking at two very tired people. Huh? After all, it's been a rough day, right?
I won't argue with that.
G'day, Mum. Hi, Wally.
Hi, Paul. Good to see you.
Hello, darling. I didn't think we'd see you till Wednesday.
Well, me too, but the relieving manager turned up, so they transferred me back to the Big Smoke. Listen, I've been on the road for 3 hours. What say I clean up and join you for supper?
All right, there's plenty left.
Great. Very nice, Wally. Mind you, I don't think I could wear it, but very nice.
Here you are, love. Get yourself on the outside of that.
Thank you, Lizzie, but you should have let me do it.
Oh, don't be silly, love. Bad enough you doing it in the light without trying to do it in the dark. What's the matter, love? You haven't cracked a smile all night.
I've been thinking. Well, things are really awful with Sonia and that freak person, aren't they?
He'll be out of the pound in the morning and she'll be up and at 'em just as usual, so don't you think about it. You'll see.
But she's only human, Lizzie. She can only do so much.
Listen, Pigs, don't even think about it. Be's top dog. She always has been. She always will be. God, she's taken on some of the toughest women in the country. Oh, and were they tough. Don't put the mockers on her, love. Because without B, we're sunk. And this place will be a living hell.
Oh, that's better. I thought I'd join the dressing gown brigade.
Good. Here's your coffee.
Oh, thanks. Where's Wally?
Oh, he's got an early start tomorrow. He thought he'd call it a night.
It's a pity. I wanted to have a word with him.
Oh, what about?
Well, I think I found a place in the country that'll sell his pots, if he's interested.
I doubt it. Driscoll House is keeping him pretty busy these days.
Oh, well, I'll tell him anyway. Hey, I'm sorry about barging in like that. Looks like I'll have to learn to knock from now on, eh?
Tell me about the job. You still enjoying country life?
Yeah, but what about you and Wally? Things are really moving,
Look,
eh?
one thing at a time, all right. What was your new boss like?
Oh, he's okay. At least he doesn't wear maroon dressing gowns.
Paul,
Hey, look, calm down. I think it's great. You two should have got together a long time ago.
Look, honestly, Paul...
Mum, will you stop carrying on? I'm a big boy now. I know the score. Anyway, wasn't it you who always taught me that sex wasn't a dirty word?
All right. I was going to tell you, but... Well, I didn't get a chance, did I?
Okay. So what do we do about it? I mean, do you want me to move out?
No.
I could swap with Wally.
No. Now, at the risk of sounding like a heavy mum or an embarrassed one, let me remind you that we're old enough to run our own lives.
Okay. Message received. Over and out. And where's the sugar? Won't be a minute. Oh, one more thing, Anne. I do hope you've taken the necessary precautions.
Oh, pull your head in.
I'm afraid the medical evidence is going to be our worst enemy. You told me Kent was blind. The prosecution will make a meal of that.
But why?
She wouldn't have been able to find the tablets if she hadn't had help. Unfortunately, the law classifies that kind of help as murder.
Mr. Askin, I don't think you understand. I have never denied giving her those tablets. Hazel was in terrible pain, for God's sake. She begged me to kill her.
Miss Bryant, mercy killing is a strange, let's say an uncomfortable area as far as the law is concerned. Now, even if the prosecution agreed with you morally, they can't condone it in court.
And what about you? Can you honestly defend me? Morally, I mean?
Well, I believe the law has to be changed, Miss Bryant. Let's hope we can do just that together, eh?
Yeah, thanks. It still looks as though I'm going to end up back in Wentworth, though, doesn't it?
Too soon for that sort of talk. First things first. Now, let's get you down to the police station.
Why?
Better for you to surrender yourself than to have them come looking for you.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Is that you, Jude? Jude?
Yeah.
What happened? I thought you'd gone over the wall.
Wally?
What's the matter? Something's happened, isn't it?
Wally, I haven't been very truthful with you. I've just come back from the police station where I gave myself up. You see,
What did they say?
Oh, you know, usual warnings. They can't do anything until after the autopsy. Mr. Askin seems to think it's going to be pretty tough going.
Askin?
Yeah, he's my lawyer. He hasn't pulled any punches. He is willing to get his teeth stuck into it, but I think he's already thrown in the towel.
So long as you don't. That's the main thing.
I can't go back to Wentworth. I just can't do that, Wally. Now, surely, when they know what she's been through, they'll have to let me go, won't they?
You're asking the wrong person, Jude. If it was up to me, I'd give you a medal.
You're not answering my question, Wally.
I don't know the law, Jude. I can't answer it.
You just have.
Get over against that wall, Smith.
What's going on? I've already had my breakfast.
Out.
I copped 24 hours. What the hell are you up to?
10 years, Smith. 10 years in the service, and today makes it all worthwhile. So don't you spoil it for me. Now just do as you're told and get out.
Still folding them the wrong way. God, I don't know what's the matter with you. It's simple enough.
You're the only simple thing around here, Birdsworth. You don't understand, do you? There's only one right way of doing things, and that's my way.
You must be a brick short of a load. Bee's only going to be in the pound for 24 hours, you know. She'll tear you to pieces when she comes out.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Who asked you to talk?
You want to have a go, do you?
Don't be stupid, Phyllis.
Oh, shut up or I'll go, you two.
You won't go anyone. Now, all of you get back to work. Birdsworth, do the folding.
Pigs I bloody will. I'm going to do a pick-up.
Better go. It might be interesting.
Where? Where what?
Don't you play games with me, you bitch. Where am I going?
Oh, didn't they tell you? You're going to Barnhurst.
Then I've got nothing to lose, have I? I may as well take you now.
Think, Smith. You make one wrong move and I'll make Birdsworth's life a living hell. She's all mine now, Smith. The whole prison's all mine. And there's nothing you can do about it. Now, pick up your things and get out.
Hey, what's happening? Where are they taking you?
Lizzie. Quiet, Smith. Now remember what I said. You want her to stay healthy. You keep your mouth shut and keep moving. Now move.
What's the matter, love? Tell me what's going on.
Stay where you are, Birdsworth.
Oh, but you can't take her away from me. She's the only mate I've got.
Go on, Smith.
I swear to
Don't
God,
look
Ferguson,
round.
I'm going to get
You're
you one of
finished,
these.
Smith.
I
I
don't know
said
how
I'd
yet, but I'll get back.
One
I'll
way or
kill
another,
you.
and
I can't
did.
keep me in
You can't
Barnhurst
get me.
while you're still alive.
Sooner or later, I had to win. Now go through to reception, Smith. They're waiting for you. Don't look round, just go. Well, that wasn't very nice, was it, Birdsworth? Going off to Barnhurst like that and not saying goodbye to you? I just don't understand some people.
Me. Me.
Shirley, who's on the phone? Shirley? Yes, gentlemen, what can I do for you?
Is there a Miss Judith Bryant living here?
Yes, there is, but I'd rather not disturb her at the moment. She's sleeping upstairs.
I'm afraid we'll have to disturb her. Mr.
Wallace. Why, what's wrong?
I have a warrant for her arrest.
What's the charge?
Murder.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too when morning comes around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing all the love we'd known, till I had to face the nightmare of waking up alone. On the inside, the roses grow. They don't mind the stony ground, but the roses here are prisoners too when morning comes around.